What's up, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
Yo.
How are you doing on this wonderful rainy Sunday here in good old Indiana?
Perfect day for a stream.
Yep, I got the window open, letting that nice, cool, rainy air in.
Nice, nice.
It's been a while. We took a week off for the holiday, and I wasn't on the last stream because I was hanging out with my nephew for his 5th birthday. But of course, welcome everyone to the stream. Of course, I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And then we also have a very special guest with us, ApprenticeEwok, aka Brandon. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming on.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me. I was super excited when you messaged me because I've been watching the show and I'm just excited to talk some Black Series.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a great episode. Of course, we actually do have some new news to talk about as well. There's a couple PulseCon announcements that slipped out after we filmed this week's episode of Figure It Out. So we're going to be talking about all that. Of course, recent pickups, and of course, just shooting the shit about the Black Series. So thanks everyone who is currently here already. Let's take a minute to say what's up to a few people.
49er Brian is already talking about 9 Numb, of course.
There he is. We are in solidarity with you.
Yeah, and good point, Arc and Infernal. Before we get started, there is some housekeeping. We actually, earlier this morning, just hit 7,000 subscribers. So thank you so much, you guys. You guys are the best.
Seriously.
Thank you so much. That's so awesome. Thank you, Arc. Andrew A., what's up? Happy Sunday. Jared, we got Anchor Zone.
Nice.
We got Salty Trees here for the first time in the chat. Hello.
Welcome, Salty. Welcome.
Hey, 1000th Ghost. What's up,
hey, Chris?
We got Eddie. We got Wyatt Green. We got
Wyatt
C.
Wyatt, listen to Eddie. Go to the Discord. Go to the Discord, buddy.
I agree. Link in the
We've got tons of people that have Clone Wars figures, and they're letting them go for retail plus shipping.
Yep. Jonathan Anderson, Michael Cherry, what's up? Adis, hello. Classic Soars.
What is going on, everybody?
Man,
nice to see you. Nice to see you.
David Edge, hello. Yeah, hot toy giveaway. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. We're gonna skip the fact that Justin and I don't even have a single hot toy, but we're going to buy a few just to give away.
No. 1313 podcast. What's up? A new up-and-coming podcast.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, good stuff.
Basut, hello. Marlon.
Thank you, everyone, congratulating us on 7K. I mean, obviously, it's all you guys. It's all you guys. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us and getting us to 7K. So we do have a couple things. We do have a couple things going on for 7K. So
what's up, Hunty Goglins?
Nice to see everyone. Thank you for coming.
Quentin Ivan. What's up, Ivan? Joseph Bet. I don't want to miss anyone. Fatmatic. Obi Sean Kenobi. What's up? Hey, Matt Bryant. What's up?
What's up, Matt?
First Minuteman. Hello. Jayhawk Jedi. Hello. Jose, Gerardo,
what's going on, everybody?
Mark, we have all the regulars in here, man.
True.
We need Fig Fury, Jeremy, Cameron. What's up?
We need David Newcomb in here.
Yeah.
We need David K in here as well. But thank you, everyone, for joining us so far. We also had something completely crazy happen last night too, which Justin will go into a little bit later. But
yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
And the people in the Discord already saw it too. So if you're in the Discord, you got a little tease. But
hey, Kyle. Yeah, that's what we say about the Discord, man. If you like that behind the scenes stuff, definitely join.
That's like the super casual, just hanging out.
Yeah, for sure. So before we get started on everything, of course, we do have our guest, ApprenticeEwok. So
yes.
For anyone, and here he is right away. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fig. Thank you.
Congrats on over 7K and finding the new Black Series wave. Yeah, spoilers. That is what happened. It's awesome. I will tell that story. It's a great story.
Yep.
But thank you so much for your channel support, Fig. We'll get you on here. I think next week is Sleeping Collectibles, and I think Usual Mike also said he was down. So I don't know, but we'll get you on eventually, Fig.
Yes.
Thank
we
you.
haven't
Thank you so
forgotten
much.
about you.
Yeah, for your channel support. It goes a long way.
Absolutely.
So,
and at this point, Fig Fury, it pretty much could be called the original Out of the Basement fan.
right. Absolutely. All right. So when we have guests, of course, for anybody in this chat right now, Brandon, who would not be familiar with Apprentice Ewok, can you just introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us what your channel is all about, what you do on there.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how old you guys are, but I'm 25, almost 26, right? So I grew up with the prequels, and I really am just a fan of pretty much everything Star Wars. So you'll see me do Star Wars gaming, Star Wars. I did do figure reviews for a while, but I do toy live streams with a couple of, different people now. But that's really all it is I'm kind of all over with my hobbies. Like Star Wars is like my main passion. And it all kind of started, I just wanted to try doing the YouTube thing. And then I did the game streaming because it was super easy to just use a PlayStation and start streaming. And then from there, it just kind of expanded. So I got a couple of, those clearanced out Black Series figures. And for a long time, I only had like 5 of them. And now I have over 100. So that's
how it goes.
It's like crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, I do all sorts of game streams and then live streams with different people. I'm on, all the time on the weekend. So that's pretty much, what I talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
true.
You're always streaming Frontier.
Always.
I was just
about to say, I love the grind. Brandon. You're always streaming, posting content. So that is awesome, man.
Yeah. So if at any point during the stream you go, hey, Apprentice Ewok's pretty cool, his channel link will be in the description. Apprentice Ewok on YouTube, link in the description, everything and all that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we wanted. What should we do first, Nate? What should we do first?
Well, I want to focus in on Brandon here. I've got a couple questions, and I'm going to steal some stuff from 3 Men and a Monkey Lizard, which I just love asking this question. But of course, Brandon, when did you start collecting the Black Series, and what is your favorite Black Series figure?
So it was a little over a year ago. I was just... It was shortly before the whole pandemic thing happened. It was right after Christmas. I got one of those, like the blind boxes of the Star Wars, where it was right after the sequels.
And it came with the snowtrooper with the cape.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it came with a hat, the snowtrooper pins and stuff like that. And I was looking at the snowtrooper and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I just went into the Target that was across the street when I was living down in Minneapolis. And they had the Jyn Erso and the C-3PO from Rise of Skywalker with little Babu Frick, all really cheap. So those were my first 3. And then it just expanded from there. I started, watching people, started watching the Pallet Boys and Shabby with his Black Series collection, and then slowly started watching more and more people. But I honestly have a hard time with who my favorite figure is, but I either have to go with the Bo-Katan or the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader.
Oh, yes.
Those are solid picks. Yeah. And those are recent figures, too. That just goes to show, like, how good the line is now. Like, we always say on the channel, like, it really started in 2020, and it well into 2021 here. The Black Series is on fire. It might be very, very hard to get Black Series right now, but they are just quality figures for the most part nowadays. And we're at 83 people in the stream. Make sure everyone drops a like David C said. Awesome.
Listen
and I want to say what's up to Jeremy.
Yep, of course. What's up, Jeremy? Thank you. Man, so I can't believe, Brandon, you actually found the C-3PO Babu Frick on clearance?
Yeah, it was $6.99.
Dang, because I feel like that figure was actually kind of hard to find. It was a little difficult, especially. I mean, you're not too far away from us. We're in Northwest Indiana, but I remember I had to do a little digging to try and get that figure, and I paid full price for it. But I mean, I think that C-3PO is pretty awesome. Yeah. I just took Chewie's bandolier off, and he's just a regular C-3PO. So yeah. That's awesome though. That's crazy. You found that on clearance.
Hey, what's
those,
up,
those
Trooper 10?
targets up there must be wild.
Yeah. Like I could talk about that in a little bit too when it comes to finding stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Logan, what's up? Sean, you're not late. You're not late. We're just a few minutes in here.
Yeah, we are just now starting, so
you're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine. All right. All right. So is it story time yet, Nate? Or what?
Yeah, I'd say since it was already spoiled a little bit, let's just get into it. Justin, last night we had a tip from a local collector and, of course, friend of the channel, Vader X Bricks. He hit us up. He lives a couple towns over from us. Let us know that one of the Walmarts in Justin's town actually had a full case of the new wave. So Cosca Reeves, Q9, Lando, that wave. And so, Justin, if you just want to go ahead and take it from here, whole wave has been found. We got the whole thing last night.
I don't know how this happens. Because we always complain, and granted, still horrible. This is still terrible.
Right.
But I don't know what it is with me. I get so lucky. I don't know if it's luck or if it's just insane amount of effort.
It's
not to toot my own horn, but
you put in a ton of effort after work, before work. This Justin is always popping into stores looking for the new Black Series figures.
Because unfortunately, it's like that's what you have to do. Like, granted, these are easy. You can acquire these from Big Bad, Dorkside, whatever. You will eventually get them. But in terms of like finding them in stores, terrible, horrible distribution. So basically what happened, Vader X Bricks. I don't know if we saw him in here earlier. He'll probably pop in here.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
He usually does.
But of course, massive shout out to him.
Massive shout out to Vader. We're always kind of collaborating since he lives the next city, the next like main city closest to me that has like Walmart, Target, Meijer, and everything.
Yeah.
So Brickseek was saying like 6+ or whatever. So I go there, and of course, classic, Walmart fashion. There's absolutely nothing on the pegs, as expected. But there is, Walmart. Well, they're not open 24/7 anymore. But you know how they always have pallets out. They seem to be always backed up with pallets and stock and everything. So I'm looking through the pallets and everything. There's like 2 pallets that have toys on them. I see Hasbro action figures. I pull it out like a game of Jenga, and things are like falling over, and it's Transformers, of course. Because Hasbro, they stock every single thing except Black Series. They'll stock Marvel Legends. They'll stock Transformers, everything. Oh, hey. Okay, cool. Yeah, I messaged you about that. And okay, yeah, thank you so much. That's part of our little 7K announcement video that we'll get. So thank you so much, Stone Cold. That's so awesome. But Nate, you gave me the SKU that Vader was using, which is basically just the Yak Face general Black Series one. So it could potentially mean any Black Series, but odds are it would be the new case. And so I find an employee, and this guy instantly right off the bat is just the nicest Walmart employee. Because I know Walmart gets a lot of flack. There's a lot of negative stereotypes with Walmart, but this guy was he's a king. He was so nice. I couldn't believe it. He knew exactly what I was talking about. And he, at the end of the story, you'll realize he's not one of those employees that hold on to stock or hide or lie to you. And he knew exactly what I was talking about. And he had mentioned like, oh, Cosca Reeves, like Sasha Banks, like I love her, blah, blah, blah. Like I wanted to pick that one up. So like he knew what I was talking about, and we couldn't find it on the pallet. So he went to check the back, and he told me that the back was just like completely overflooded with just backed up pallets from days and days and days. And so he looked for like a good 20 minutes. I was standing there, and he came out, nothing. And he was like, are you sure? Like we did a really good thorough check on the pallets that were like out in the aisle. So we went back to those. We were like, we were really like searching for this. And that's when I had mentioned that we have a YouTube channel. And that's why like I'm really trying to put in effort to get these, because we like to put out videos. or reviews for these figures. Right. And once he found that out, he went into like maximum overdrive. Like, I need to find these figures for this guy. So he went back there again, and he was gone for like another 30 solid minutes. And like, I could tell, like, he was probably a little tired after that experience. He was probably like diving in, searching all those. I just imagine completely flooded with pallets and boxes. Right. But he came back finally with them, and I was like, dude, like, I have never been helped this much by an employee. Like, I had never seen an employee put that much effort into finding what I'm looking for. So he busted it open, right? A little box cutter, opened it, and you know, the assortment, you can't tell what the figures are until you pull them out. The first one he pulls out was Bo-Katan. And I was like, oh no. Like, I thought it was like the Crosshair Bad Batch wave,
right,
that had Bo and Crosshair, Hunter, and all them. I was like, oh no, oh god, no. And then the second one he pulled out was Casca. So Bo must have just been repacked in that case.
Yeah, she was. She definitely was.
That was a oh no moment. But
which side note, speaking of Bo-Katan, she's only $15.99 on Dorkside Toys right now.
Really?
If people still need her, I saw that and I was like, wow, Bo-Katan on clearance.
Hey, Francois.
Hey, Francois. We also got Sleeping Collectibles.
Oh, hey.
Sleeping.
And GeForce Racing.
Hey, GeForce. And Darth Clueless.
Yep,
hey, what's up,
guys? Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was like, that's a great deal, and I wanted people to know about that if you're still missing it. So
yeah. So he had mentioned earlier that he wanted a Casca, like I think we were both assuming there would be like multiple cases, but it was just the one case. And I don't think he knew that Casca like was only one per case. But when he pulled that out and he was like, oh yeah, like I wanted a Casca. Like that was like the one that he wanted from that case because he really likes Sasha Banks and we were talking about that. I was fully like accepting, like he can have his Casca. You know what I mean? Like he literally just went above and beyond. He didn't lie to me. He didn't, because if he was a scalping employee, if he was one of those employees that hides stuff, he wouldn't have brought out the whole case to me. So that proves to me that this was a genuine employee who is also a collector. So he had like set off the Casca to the side, and I was like grabbing everything else. You know, there's doubles of Tech and Lando, which I was grabbing for Nate, not reselling. Grabbed them for Nate.
Yeah.
And he had noticed, he was like, wait, was that the only Casca? Like there's only one? I was like, yeah, there's only one per case. And I was totally like accepting, like I'm fine with no Casca. Like, but he was like, I want you to have this because that's like what you came in for. And like, you wanted the whole set and like to get a review out. And then he like pulled out his phone and he was like, yeah, pull up your YouTube channel. I'll subscribe. And like all that. And he knew like the Fwoosh and Dan Larson at Toy Galaxy. So this was just such a genuine, like, I honestly, when he was like, I want you to have this, I was like, are you sure? Like you literally just went above and beyond. But he was like, no, like, I'm just happy you got to get what you came for. It honestly almost brought a tear to my eye. It was like a very genuine interaction.
Yeah, seems like one of those moments where it's like humanity is redeemed,
right? Because I was totally accepting. I was like, he earned his Casca. Like I'll get her eventually. I'll get it eventually. And it's not like, again, he didn't lie and like he's keeping the whole case for himself back there. He could have easily came back to me and said, oh, I couldn't find it. Like, you know, how I'm sure that's happened before in the past. Not with him, but just, you know, different. Yeah, but shout out to George if you're watching because you did subscribe. So who knows, you might be in there. He was not subscriber number 7,000. He was like 6,997. We hit that this morning. But sleeping. It was very wholesome. It was honestly such a great moment. And so I was in there for like over an hour just trying to get these, but well worth it. These are some great looking figures. Before we started streaming, I did shoot reviews. So I did Casca first, and then We did Mr. Q90. Casca's a banger. Bo-Katan, still a better figure. There's a little more paint on like her jetpack. This is just kind of just gray. But on Bo-Katan's, it was like more silver.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Bo-Katan, ever so slightly a better figure. Hey, what's up, Lukeness?
What's up, Lukeness?
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. What's up, Lukeness? Nice to see you in here. So yeah, that's my story. Did those 2 reviews, so those will be posted. I'll probably edit them today, and I think Nate will do Tech and Lando.
Yeah,
and then I'll do Aura sometime this week eventually. So
why don't you go ahead and show them off in package?
You mean? Oh, okay, yeah. Aura Singh looking like a banger. The fact that she comes with the longer sniper rifle. I mean.
3 accessories and a standard released figure. 3 accessories.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, yeah, she's number 8 in the Clone Wars line, which, like, the Target exclusive stuff didn't come in the mural package. Kind of wish they would have just done that instead of, like, the Clone Wars stuff. They should have just maintained the mural, but we also have Tech, which... It's not translucent yellow. It doesn't have the goggles, but with the helmet on, I think he'll fit in with the rest.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really thought these might have been translucent. I thought it was just a trick of the promo image camera, but no, that is solid.
Yeah. They mentioned something about it on one of the Hasbro live streams that like they tried to do it and they just couldn't figure out how to make it look decent. So that's why they just painted it solid yellow.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's like
Lando.
You're going to put the helmet on. I think Lando's going to be a secret banger. I'll say it. I think Lando, secret banger, because every time Lando peg warms, he's always a great figure. Even the solo version of Lando is a great figure.
Yeah. Skiffguard Lando is Skiffguard Lando is an amazing figure, but it's still so cheap on Amazon. I still don't really understand that. But Matt Bryant, I checked out your review for Lando, and he looks dope. I'll say it. He looks great. Jeremy, what's up? He says, J-Rick, were they $17.88 each or $19.99? They were the classic Walmart $17.88, which is just if you're going to find figures early, find them at Walmart, because I don't know why, how, but I'm so down for it. They are $17.88. So in our state, after tax, they are below 19. Or I'm sorry, below 20 after tax.
That is so awesome.
It's so satisfying.
I just remember texting you last night going, 1788 question mark?
Yeah. So because we've had this Black Series price hike.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be, I think the rule now is regular release $22.99. Yeah. Exclusives are $24.99, but some places have their exclusives at $26.49, like GameStop or what have you. I don't understand it, because Big Z is $24.99, Flame Trooper $26.99 or $49.
$26.99 on GameStop. $26.49 is the Target price.
Captain Rex $29.99. Right. I don't know what's going on here, but if you're going to find regular release stuff, find it at Walmart. It's super cheap. And we're at 95 people in the live stream right now. 95, 97
hit
now.
Hit like.
Yeah, we're at 47 likes. I want a few more. I just want a few more.
So, Brandon, are you planning on picking up any of the figures from this wave? Have you got any of them yet?
Yeah, so I actually had this whole wave on pre-order, but recently I kind of did some thinking, and within the last 2 weeks, I've canceled over 30 pre-orders between Black Series and Marvel Legends, just because I was just living where I live. It's hard, and I pretty much have to pre-order everything. My nearest Target or Walmart is 2 hours away, so it's a 4-hour trip to even go and find them. And
brutal.
Yeah. So it's if the border were open, because I live on the Canadian border, it would be less than a 5-minute trip to go to a Walmart over there. But distribution is different in Canada, so I most likely wouldn't be hunting for the same wave. They're usually behind a wave. But I still have Tech and Casca on pre-order through Big Bad. And then after seeing that Q9 and that Lando just right there, I'm thinking I'm going to try to maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit before we pressed go live about this one. This is dope. It's a lot of new, like the legs, I'm pretty sure are new. The arms and stuff, like the head, of course. There's a lot of new. There's some variety of paint. There's like some wires and stuff. But if you're a casual Black Series collector, it might be a skip. If you're a huge Mandalorian fan, you'll probably pick it up. But like we were kind of talking about, we probably won't get the other Prison Escape characters. I just feel like we won't. But so in that sense, it's like you can recreate the scene with like Din and the child, and it's like, hey, we're at 100 people now. What's up, everybody?
Nice.
Thank you so much. I like that number. Let's keep it at a clean 100 or more if you want. That's fine too. Hey, Clio Dog, what's up? Nice to see you in here. Hey, Carl.
There was, let's see.
Yeah, there's a lot of chat. I haven't been able to keep up with it.
I wanted to mention Ivan. He asked, any idea what Target exclusive that's $37? Yeah. So
Jog, or was it push up or whatever that was?
It was Jog. It was Jog. So here's the thing, guys. For the first time ever, Yakface actually commented on our last episode of Figure It Out.
Yeah, that was so cool.
And that was awesome. That was so cool. Like seeing Yakface comment on your video, I was like, there's no way. But he vaguely left a comment that said, good guess in there.
Yeah, he was like, there's a good guess in here or something like that.
On the last episode of Figure It Out, based on that comment, something we said in that video is correct. And the thing that me and Justin were thinking of, because I was speculating that Jog could possibly be re-armored Boba Fett on the Bib Fortuna throne. And so now in my head, I'm like, oh, shit.
And it comes, maybe it comes with like Fennec or something.
It would be more than $37 if it came with two figs.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
If it came with two figs. But I don't know what we got right, because we also rifled off like a bunch of comic book characters that we would like to see. But me and Justin, that's where our minds went. We were like, oh man,
hey,
like this is crazy. What's going on, Kai? But yeah, so now we're racking our brain trying to figure out what it could possibly be.
The $24.99 one is the new clone commander from Bad Batch. That was a pretty cool new clone commander. I forgot his name in the newest episode.
Hauser's.
Oh, okay, Hauser. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting, because now it's kind of showing that there's more clones that aren't quite so like villainous after Order 66.
Right, like they still have kind of like a conscience and like a sense of right and wrong. I like that. I my heart's been broken now that like the clones are bad, like the clones are villains. Like after seeing and like really growing up, 2008, we've had so many years and years and years of the clones being the heroes, and it's like, oh. By the way, before I forget, Mr. Lukeness Monster, because I remember your video you made, and you were not liking Casca Reeves' head. I honestly think it looks pretty good. I don't know if that's
hard to tell.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell.
It's not the best showing up, but I like it, Lukeness. So maybe get that figure in hand, and we'll see if you change your mind.
I feel like with most likenesses, especially the female characters, they don't narrow the chin and the cheeks out quite enough. So they have a fuller face. That is why they look weird. I think that's my hang up on some of those, but I still think it looks good.
Yeah. And you're going to have this helmet on anyway. I mean, it's a Mando.
I mean, that's the thing with all these alternate like helmeted characters. I'm like I will be critical of the face sculpt if I feel like I need to be, but at the same time, I'm like, I typically do not display a single character with their helmet off. Like I don't even think I have. If I have the option, I don't think any of my characters have their helmets off.
Mhm.
I'm just a helmet on kind of guy, but
Yeah.
that episode of Bad Batch this week was so good. I absolutely loved the Hera backstory. Like as soon as I saw her mom and dad, I was like, oh man, are we gonna see? And then you see Chopper's little viewfinder pop up, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This
for me, it was hearing Chopper's voice again, just like took me back. That was such a good episode. I really liked it.
And I was just I was a little bit sick earlier this week, and so I was just watching some Rebels. Popped on Twilight of the Apprentice just because obviously those are two fantastic episodes, just fantastic Star Wars media in general. So I was already I'm like feeling Rebels again, even though I've never stopped feeling it. Rebels is amazing, super underrated, still to this day.
Yeah,
super underrated. But yeah, I was just like, wow, how like crazy that I was watching Rebels, and then this latest episode of Bad Batch is legitimately like a Rebels prequel.
Salacious. What's up, Mr. Rome?
Hey, buddy.
What is up?
Salacious here.
Bob?
I know I was kind of losing it. Because I got Vanessa Marshall signed Hera print, and I took it off the wall as soon as I saw her in it, and I was like, "Oh,
amazing!"
Blue Harvest, what's up?
Hey, Mark.
Nice to see you.
That's awesome. When'd you get that?
I actually won it in like a giveaway / raffle from one of the podcasts that was doing something on Star Wars Day. Like
nice.
They were putting money together, and it was to help get Star Wars books into kids' hands. And then I got a message saying, "Hey, you won this," and then I forgot about it. And then like a couple weeks later, it showed up in the mail, and I didn't even remember. And I was like, "Oh my god, I have this now."
That is so sick. That is awesome.
Hey, Francois, to answer your question, Yakface did say we're going to get more of those Lucasfilm publishing figures for like the special Lucasfilm thing series that they've been doing. We actually, our most recent episode of Figured Out, we kind of rifle through some like comics, legends, figures that we'd like to see. So check that out, man. But real quick, I guess I'll finish off like my recent pickups, since that counts as recent pickups, of course. But I just have a few more to rifle off. I finally got the Deluxe Cal in the mail from GameStop. This is pretty satisfying. I love the hole back there for BD.
Yes.
What an improvement.
Right.
Yeah. So, Dude's Nerdery, if you're in here, I know you're going to be upset that there's no like holding hand,
gripping hand.
He showed off that one. It was like Red Skull and how it can hold like the Tesseract thing.
Yep.
Okay.
You got it.
And I'm not familiar with Marvel Legends, but I got him to hold it like ever so slightly. It's whatever.
Wow. Yeah, it's tricky, but it can be done ever so slightly. It can
warm up that hand. Jayhawk, we'll get into the news as well.
Yep.
We kind of have a semi-structure here.
Yeah.
But if you checked out the vlog I did a couple weeks ago, you'll know that I also picked up this Gaming Greats.
Another banger.
Rocket Trooper. I almost called it the Jump Trooper again. But
I mean, it is the Jump Trooper.
It is the Jump Trooper.
It doesn't come with a rocket launcher, so it is not a Rocket Trooper.
Well, it's Rocket Trooper because it's a rocket pack.
Yeah,
I think that's the logic behind it.
I know, but you know what I mean. They use rockets in Battlefront 2. So.
And of course, we got Wrecker, who is besides not having the detail on the knife, like the yellow like vibro dagger knife thing. Great figure.
Wrecker is just a masterpiece.
I love Wrecker.
Couple minor nitpicks, like the scars aren't painted either.
Yeah,
but
true.
And since it was a deluxe figure, they absolutely should have painted everything.
Yeah.
But, despite Wrecker being a $29.99 deluxe figure because he's big, even though he's not even that much bigger, like I feel like, like he's about the size of Darth Vader, and Darth Vader's a standard priced figure.
Right.
So, or like Chewbacca, stuff like that,
and
still a great figure, though.
Yeah, true. If you watched my last vlog that I did, you'll know that I committed a sin. And I dipped into Lego a little bit. which was a bad decision because I ended up finding the whole wave of Black Series yesterday. So now I'm like, oh, my wallet.
Right.
But also, like, Friday, just this previous Friday was my payday. So I was like, phew, like, thank goodness.
There you go.
This is so awesome, though. I say in the vlog, like, my thought process behind this is that with Lego, I can get like vehicle representation that I know we're not going to get in the Black Series. Which, granted, they could do this one in Black Series for sure. I think it's small enough, but probably won't do it. But yeah, this is like Anakin's Jedi Interceptor from Revenge of the Sith, and like there's a little spot for R2. Super awesome. Nice. And then for my last two, I haven't built these yet, but I did get the AAT that comes with Ahsoka and her 332nd and 2 battle droids. And I got this one just because it was a bunch of 501st troopers. It's the ATRT speeder bike. There's a couple battle droids, and then there's 3 501st and the 501st jet trooper. So
true. You got to find that set that comes with Ahsoka now. I don't remember which one that is, but
this one has Ahsoka.
It was the
that one does have Ahsoka. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like season 7 Ahsoka.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Although Brandon, I think I see in the background there the Scout Trooper helmet, which I think I want to build a helmet. I think that's maybe where I'll go with my if I decide to dive into Lego. I've been kind of really feeling Hot Toys recently, but I'm not going to go down that hole just yet. But I've been really thinking about it, especially with they're making a Big Lebowski Hot Toy of the dude, and that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. And there's like no action figure representation really of Big Lebowski besides like those weird stylized Mezco figures that are super expensive now. But I saw that and I was like, ooh, I think I might be jumping in, but we'll see. But yeah, a lot of people, the Hot Toys 501st Trooper, that's the one that's like the real struggle. Brandon, don't you have a few Hot Toys or just the one? You have Qui-Gon.
I have the Qui-Gon Jinn, and then I have a sideshow Obi-Wan from when he's on Tatooine, where it's the younger version of him.
Like, and then I like the Mythos.
Yeah, it's not the Mythos one, but it's the similar where it comes with Qui-Gon's lightsaber and the little backpack with the moisture evaporator and stuff like that, with the goggles. But I do have Ahsoka, Maul, and Anakin on pre-order.
Nice.
Ooh, Jeremy, you updated your profile picture, because he just got his first couple of Hot Toys.
Yeah,
he got it. Well, for anyone who doesn't know, Jeremy's a close friend of the channel.
Yeah,
he just got his recent Hot Toys. He got a Mandalorian Scout Trooper Remnant. It was the Remnant one, right? Yeah, and the Sand Trooper, which they look awesome, but I'm not able to do that.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't have the space right now for it. I definitely would have to wait until I get like a house or something, and then I'll have more room. But like right now, it's like I'm maxed out. I'm absolutely maxed out.
Oh, hey, Darth Educator, what's up, man? Nice to see you in here.
What's up?
Like, I'm like a hypocrite because I just bought Lego sets, but I feel that as well. Like, I really like. I'm looking at my top right shelf. That is my sequel trilogy shelf, and I'm getting ideas for sales here because not only have I just soured on the sequel trilogy, as I somehow mention every week, but
right.
I also like those figures aren't really good compared to like the new, like these modern Black Series figures are just so great that I've just been kind of getting the itch to get rid of like the older ones. So yeah.
I can see that.
I have some selling to do because, as you know, I am actually trying to move out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Still live with my mommy, but that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
It is much better than living in a dinky 2-bedroom apartment that you pay $1,200 a month for, like myself.
At least you have 2 bathrooms.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. 2 bathrooms and in-unit laundry, washer and dryer, but still, it's insanely expensive for how tiny this place is.
Yeah, it'll actually be official tomorrow, but I did get that new position that I was going for within the bank.
Nice.
So
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you. So now that this is happening, now I'm gonna start doing that pre-approval stuff. I'm like slowly making those steps towards seeing what kind of spending power I have, checking things out. Housing market decimated right now, but I'll do something. You never know. But yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's been nice. I've had a lot of good things happen lately. Got the new position I was going for. Found the entire wave. We hit 7K this morning.
Yep. Things are looking up.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, because I wanted to wait for that new position before I do anything. So now it's nice to get that permanent 8 to 5, typical American job.
I cannot wait, because we always record Figure It Out on Tuesdays, and I usually have to wait until 7 p.m. for Justin to get off. I can't wait to start filming earlier. Being able to film at 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Woo.
Right now, I've been working until 7.
Yeah.
Normally.
Because I most of the time, I usually have a standard 7 to 3 type of schedule. But sometimes I go later than that. It just depends. But yeah, it's hard to let go of anything in my collection right now, because I've already whittled down my collection so much to the point where it's it is the stuff that I love is all that's left. My Marvel Legends I have left. I used to have over 100 Marvel Legends, big time Marvel Legends collector. Now I'm just down to select Spider-Man characters, which is my favorite my favorite Marvel character. So I just couldn't bring myself to get rid of I've got the Build-A-Figure Sandman, the Kingpin, Vulture, all these great figures. The retro Spider-Man, that new one, that figure is amazing. And I just I can't bring myself to let them go. So it's really hard at this point, but thank you, Vader. Thank you, Vader, for the super chat.
Yeah, it says, glad I was able to help you guys acquire the wave last night. Would have gone out there myself, but I knew you guys needed them more than I did. So, would you have been willing to wait over an hour to get those?
True. Justin had to go through it. He really had to go through it. But so
thank you, though, Vader.
Yeah, thank you. It's hard to find out what else I should get rid of at this point, because I'm just looking at all my stuff and I'm nope. I got my DC Multiverse. I got my Spawn collection is growing back again, especially with the new Spawn figures that are coming out. Oh, it's going to be tough. So, Brandon, I wanted to ask you. I know you said you collected other stuff. So, what else? What else do you go for?
Yeah, so it started with the Black Series, but then I did a collaboration with Blue Harvest Toys, Mark, because I was interested in the vintage figures. So I don't know if you can see right here, I've got about 40 or so of the vintage Star Wars figures, and I've been working on getting those. Somebody sent me the Ewok Village.
I was just about to say, I've been eyeing that Ewok Village back there going,
because that's
a nice piece.
That's a theme of your channel. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I can do that too. So growing up, my mom was the person who basically got me into all of this, geeky stuff. She worked in a movie theater and an arcade. And she was mid-teens when the first Star Wars came out. So it's always been a part of her life. So she introduced them to me, and some of the first things I remember was seeing the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi. So they've always been some of my favorites. I was 4 when The Phantom Menace came out, so that was the first one I went to see in the theaters. I don't remember seeing it, so Attack of the Clones is the first one I remember. But we have a picture, and we can't find it. We had a costume either made for me or my mom made it, but it was me as an Ewok. So I went as an Ewok for Halloween. And I've just always loved them. And I've even got like one of my friends from college painted a custom picture for me, like and it's an Ewok holding a yellow lightsaber on Endor. But yeah, I've always loved them, and I just think they're super funny. And whenever I watch Return of the Jedi, it's like, yes, I got here right in time because I'm watching the Ewoks. So it's just one of those strange kind of fixations with Ewoks. But I love pretty much everything Star Wars, so I could have picked anything to focus on.
Yeah.
But you were asking me about the other stuff that I collect, and I do, like you said, Spider-Man was a big part of my childhood growing up. That 90s Spider-Man, the retro cartoon, and the 90s X-Men. So I've been getting Marvel Legends, and the Cosmic Thanos was the first Marvel Legend I got, and now I have most of those carded Spider-Man figures. I ripped them right off the card, though.
Of course.
So like
gotta open them.
Yeah, that Spider-Man it could be my favorite figure, like between Star Wars and Marvel.
It's up there. It's just a masterful Hasbro figure. It's like the G.I. Joe classified Snake Eyes.
Yeah. And I started collecting some comic books. I have over 40 just Spider-Man comic books now, and I've just been getting those when I can cheaply. But I got the whole Disney Plus wave with the Captain America Build-A-Wings. And then with my collection, I don't know if you can tell, but that's an Alien and a Predator up there. And
there we go.
Yeah, I've got the Skeletor and He-Man of the Masters of the Universe, the Motu Origins. So basically, I want to get a main hero and a villain from kind of those big franchises, but it's still mostly going to remain Star Wars and Marvel. I started getting some of the vintage collection stuff, and people have sent me some of those, so I've put those in star cases or figure shields, and it's pretty much just like a mishmash of stuff. I started getting into like Gundams. I got back into Pokemon, which is dangerous, but
I remember we talked about it just a little bit, because I'm a recovering Pokemon crackhead from back in like high school.
Yeah,
but I would go to this place that like took like DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that. I would sell so much of my stuff just to buy cards. And like I would just be unloading all of my childhood stuff that's like so valuable, but I just like wanted Pokemon cards instead. And I look back on that and I'm just like, God damn it. Because I had so many rare Pokemon I had so many rare like figures and stuff that I was willing to let go just to have some Pokemon cards that really aren't worth that much. Because I mean, obviously, I'm sure you know, Brandon, like the Pokemon market right now is extremely inflated. It's not even like real values anymore.
Right.
So did you pick up the Jazzwares Charizard?
I didn't, figure? But I really wanted to. But I'm I can't. It'll get bad if I do.
It's another rabbit hole. It's a great figure though. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I always like hearing what other people collect as well. Because a lot of people think, that we also are just like Star Wars collectors. But I pretty much collect a little bit of everything. If it's a cool figure, even if I'm not necessarily attached to it, I'll probably buy it just because I'm an action figure crackhead. So it's like, oh, I see a cool figure. I don't really know much about it, but I know it's going to look cool. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so
you guys want to start talking about the HasCon stuff?
Well, how about we just do real quick some recent pickups since you already showed what your stuff was. Right. So we could just. I've only got a couple things, Brandon. I've
only got a couple things.
So I'll just go real quick. I've got 2 pickups this week, real simple. So Target restocked all of the G.I. Joe classified Cobra Island figures, which I am not collecting G.I. Joe, but somehow I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 G.I. Joe classified figures. I'm not collecting the line, but I have 8 of them. But this figure I really wanted. I really, really wanted when it came out initially, and I could never find it. So I was super happy that Target finally did the right thing. Pretty much had open pre-orders for all these Cobra Island figures. And I was able to get the Cobra Island exclusive. He's got like a little armband and stuff. So, you know, he's like a commander. And what I really love about this figure is that every accessory it comes with can fit on the figure. There's weapon storage for everything, which is awesome.
That is really cool.
So
that's definitely cool.
That was one figure that I picked up. And then the other thing from McFarlane Toys, you guys know I love my DC multiverse. I'm one of the few fans, but Shriek from Batman Beyond, which this is a randomly dope figure. Brandon, are you a fan of Batman Beyond?
I am.
This is more of like a comic book version of the character, but it's close enough. I mean, you get the idea. It's Shriek. And this is just a randomly fantastic figure. I wasn't expecting too much because McFarlane figures are a little hit or miss, but they fired on all cylinders on this guy. So if you are a fan, if you guys are looking to get some Batman Beyond stuff, this is a great figure here. And it made me go back and modify my McFarlane Batman Beyond. I took the wings off because the wings are not removable. So you have to like heat them up, get them nice and hot so you can pop the wings out. Now he's got a giant hole in his back, but that doesn't really matter because, you know, from the front, who cares? But yeah, I've just been having a blast. And oh yeah, Shriek also comes with a little effect piece here, which is pretty cool. Nice little throw in there. But yeah, those are my pickups for the week. Great stuff. So Brandon, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, so within this last week, I got the Paplu from Walmart, and I know that we were going to talk a little bit about that, but
Yes.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that's the one that got destroyed.
Yeah, I ended up throwing away the card because I didn't think to keep it, but I keep the packaging that they sent it in. Because
that video was painful, dude. That was painful.
Yeah. I mean, they sent a carded figure in this without any sort of bubble wrap or filler or anything. So my niece opened the door and she was like, "Hey, there's a package for you." And I could feel the bent card as she handed it to me. And I was like, well, this is an opener. So I think I've got someone who's going to send me one, and they actually know how to package a collectible. So I'll be able to put that one in a figure shield. But yeah, I got that. And then a couple weeks ago, Amazon sent me those Shatterpoint Heir to the Empire and the first Bane book, the Essential Legends ones. They're all 3 paperbacks, and they sent it in a brown paper bag. So I returned them, and they sent it in another brown paper bag. So
Have you ever tried to do the mark as a gift technique?
No.
So I don't know if it's 100, if it works 100% of the time, but usually if I order something like that off of Amazon, I'll mark it as a gift. Every time I've personally done it, it's come in a box. Now, if there's bubble wrap in the box or not, you know, who knows? But I've at least gotten them in a box every single time I've marked it as a gift.
Well then.
So it might be something to try out, but yeah, it's totally ridiculous. Like, I remember I ordered like this big, awesome Gamera Blu-ray box set, and they shipped it in a giant bubble mailer. And it was like a $200 Blu-ray box set. And they just sent it in the biggest bubble mailer I've ever seen. And I was just like, I hate you, Amazon. Like, why would you do this kind of stuff? But for the Walmart stuff, you know what's crazy, Brandon, is I actually got 2 vintage collection figures from Big Bad Toy Store the other day, and the cards were bent in the box.
Ooh.
Justin saw it when I opened them up. I got a Captain Rex and I got a Royal Guard. And Captain Rex literally had like a 60-degree curve to the card. And I was like, even Big Bad Toy Store can't prevent these things from getting damaged.
Big Bad, that's pretty unheard of.
Yeah. Right. And I think it's because that the vintage collection cards now are so shitty, for lack of a better term. They're like paper thin, like not good quality card backs. So it's like even a company like Big Bad Toy Store that takes the time to properly pack everything, even they're not safe from potentially damaging TVC figures. And I really think like maybe Hasbro needs to go back to how they used to be. They used to have some like thickness to them.
Yeah.
And even I recently picked up a couple of those carbonized TVC figures when they were like $8 on Walmart's website. Those are on nice, thick cards. So it's a bummer, man. But I mean, obviously it's unacceptable. Walmart sent it in a damn bubble mailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But oh, dude, I was just like if even Big Bad cannot, prevent these card backs from bending, I feel like it's a problem on Hasbro's end. They need to get back to using the thicker cards, especially because I feel like most vintage collection fans keep them in the package at this point. And most vintage collection figures I buy are to keep in the package.
Hey, Brendan.
But yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, but that's awesome that someone's going to hook you up with a decent minty card. I'm on the lookout too. We haven't seen the new TVC figures in any of our Walmarts around here lately. So
yeah, especially living in northern Minnesota, it seems like our targets are really far behind when it comes to getting stuff. So even if I do want to go out and hunt, it's always the same stuff that I see in the stores.
Which is crazy because Minnesota is like the Target headquarters.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That makes no sense. I figured it would be like Target heaven for you up there. How was it? Did you grab any of the Clone Wars figures? How was that experience for you?
That was quite the story. So I knew it was going to be terrible, and I actually went down to IKEA at the near the Mall of America to get the Detolf behind me, and it was that weekend when they were starting to release those. So it was 4.5 hours from where I live to the Twin Cities to drive that. So, and that's one way. So on the way, I stopped at different targets. I think I went to 13 or 14 targets that day, and then called, and then I had a couple really helpful Target employees help me out with that. But the first Target I went into, they had just Hawk, or no, Hawk was the last one I needed. They just had Echo, and I was really happy because I really wanted the Echo. Yeah. And then I popped around different places and ended up getting them all in one day, but it was quite the experience. Because there are like 3 different systems within the Twin Cities when it comes to the branches of Targets in Minnesota. So I called each one of them, and they had to help me find and locate the stores. And they were like, if you can go quick, you can be here. So I tried to get into a centralized location and talk to one of them. And then I went around and got them. So, nice. It was pretty crazy. I got all 4, and those were the only 4 I saw all day. I saw one extra Anakin, and I thought about getting it just in case somebody needed it. But there was a dad and his kid right behind me, and they were kind of like eyeing it up. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be the dick that takes the Anakin from this kid. So I left it. But yeah, and it's really strange because Sleeping Collectibles, I was able to get him one of the WWE figures that he wanted that he wasn't able to find, but it was in northern Minnesota. And then the first thing that I found when I went into that Target that's 2 hours away from me, there were 7 major bloods for G.I. Joe on the shelf. And this was when it was really hard to find right at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I picked up a couple of them and sent them to people to, like Papa Gordon G-Force, who's been in the chat. And I sent those to, people that I knew were going to have a hard time finding them. Mm-hmm. But then I ended up going for another hunt, and I picked up some for 1,000th Ghost. So
nice.
And he just said it. Yeah. I was able to find them at 2 different locations. They had 3 of them at one and then 1 at the other, and I was able to get them all and send them to Chris. So
nice.
Yeah, it's really weird because sometimes they have things that other places don't, but then it's a lot of the same most times.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. I just want to show this real quick. Fig Fury, speaking of Amazon bad shipping, my Mandalorian speeder bike exclusive got shipped to me in no box whatsoever with a giant shipping label over the window of the figure. Holy shit, man.
They're like, it's already in a box.
Yeah, it's already in a box.
It's already in a box.
They did the work for us. Holy crap, man.
That's going to be the next evolution of Amazon. Box-free shipping. If it's an item that's already in a box.
This is the package.
Yeah. What do you mean? It's already in a box.
Right. Oh, yeah. Man. That's terrible.
I did end up getting the Jet or Rocket Trooper 2. And then,
whatever you'd like to call that figure.
Yeah. And then because I'm still waiting for my Heir to the Empire Luke, I decided to get an extra Dagobah Luke and paint him. So I've got a placeholder until that one comes. My other 3 have gotten here. And then I think the thing that I was most excited about was this.
Lucky Charm. Oh, the Loki charms.
Oh,
yeah. I remember hearing about those.
Yeah. Apparently there was a lot of bots with those. Was there like no bot protection or anything? Or
I don't even know. They made 3,500 boxes, and then they did a pre-sale where if you put in Loki's variant number, you could be one of the first 1,000 people to order it. And then because of the website and just, the usual thing that happens, I didn't get it either time. And I was super bummed that I wasn't able to get it. But then they sent me an email saying, we noticed that you missed out on the pre-orders both time. Would you still like a box? I was like, yeah, I would. Nice. So that showed up.
So what you're saying is retirement is right around the corner for you with that Loki, with the Loki charms.
The prices have normalized a little bit. They're no longer like $400 to $500 a box. They're sitting around $90. So I'm just going to get a protective case and keep it for.
There you go. And of course, I'm sure you bought it because you're a fan, and obviously you're not trying to make a quick buck. But I remember that day because I just remember I was like, why are so many people pissed off about Lucky Charms? I didn't see the Loki side of it. I was just like, huh?
Right.
But then I pieced it together and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it why people are so pissed.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome though. That's a super, super desirable, and that's awesome that they made it right. And we're like, hey, do you still want one? Was it more than the normal cost of a box of cereal?
No, it was $3.99 and then shipping, so it was $8.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not like, oh well, it's got different packaging, so it's $10 for this box. Nice.
See, that would be if Hasbro did the Lucky Charm.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's a deluxe.
Because that's a deluxe box of Lucky Charms.
All right.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. So, anything else, Brandon? That was recent pickups.
Yep, that was all for the recent pickups. So
cool. Nice. All right. So let's jump into the PulseCon announcements.
Yeah, let's do
a lot of stuff going on.
Let's see here. How do we do this? That looks good. That's tricky. All right.
Yeah, do that.
So
we can start out with vintage collection.
Yeah, because this is dope. I don't collect TVC, but this is so cool, man. Is this showing up well, or should I do something?
Good. No, it looks good.
But dude, look at the Dio it comes with. In the Black Series, we didn't even get this.
Yeah,
and look at that price, $31.99.
Yeah, not too bad. Now I will say they probably should have just went full tilt and given the platform too, instead of just including. Isn't there also you could flip the background piece around and the ships are in the background?
Yeah, I'm there. It is.
There it is.
How cool that is, man.
That is super dope. That is a great detail that you can flip it around and have it be and have the Rebel ships in the background. Yeah. I did hear, because I was watching Victoria's Cantina, her cocktail hour with a dude's nerdery this week.
Yeah, that was a great stream.
And that was a great stream. She did say from the neck down that the Emperor is a 2005 figure, which it's like, holy crap, Hasbro, like a figure from 2005, and you're still trying to throw it out there. That the head is new as far as I understand. I don't know about the lightning effect hands, but it does look great though.
I think it looks better than Black Series. The electricity,
right?
The Force Lightning. Sorry,
it's more translucent at the very least, because like the Black Series one, it was kind of like a cloudy blue.
And it's just like, think about that price point. Like, think about how much was the Black Series one?
50. It was 50 with the throne.
So it's like $31.99. Yeah, it's a 3 3/4 inch, so it's smaller, but you get the figure, the throne, the lightning, and this. I think this is just epic. This backdrop piece.
Yeah,
I almost want to pick it up to have like on my desk at work or something.
Right.
Like something like that. Like, even though I don't collect TVC, but this is just awesome to me.
I'm pretty tempted, and I hope maybe Hasbro will give us a 6-inch little background window. That would be super. I would almost rebuy the like, if say for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, they just blow this up to a 6-inch version.
Yeah.
I'd probably be tempted to buy it again.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks cool, man. I don't know. Brandon, what do you think? Would you pick this up if you're able?
If I were a bigger TVC person, but at the same time, I'm getting more of the TVC and putting them in cases because I'm appreciating the card art and everything.
Yeah.
So to get this, I'd open that. So I don't know. I feel like we'd get something special with the the 40th Return of the Jedi. I think they're actually going to have a lot of stuff with that. So I will be holding off on this one.
Which like, speaking of that, is awesome for us, because like us both, because Out of the Basement's theme, like we've really tried to hit like Max Rebo Band is like kind of like our theme, and like you have the Ewoks. Like, I feel like we all just love Return of the Jedi so much, which is kind of rare in a way. Like, usually everyone's all over Star Wars and Empire, but I feel like Return of the Jedi, like, I can't wait for the 40th stuff and see like what they can come up with.
For sure. Hopefully we can see obviously photoreal Bouche Leia would be great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We do got Skywalker Hendricks in here. What's up, Skywalker? Nice to see you.
Yeah, I can't click on the comment.
You're fine. I'm watching over the chat. All right.
But then let's move on to Mr. Dave Filoni here, Trapper Wolf.
Yep.
Which, by the way, these are all just coming soon, and these are Hasbro Pulse exclusives, right?
Yeah, they'll be Pulse exclusives. There's no word on when these pre-orders are dropping.
Yeah, it just says coming soon.
But hopefully it'll be like last PulseCon, where everything was actually pretty easy to get.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Like Heroes of Endor was easy. Deluxe Armor was really easy. Cad Bane was a little hard, though, because obviously that went up at like 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. Out of nowhere, too.
Yeah.
Right.
I was lucky enough. Jeremy, I think he's still in the chat. He was gracious enough to hook me up with one. But yeah, Trapper Wolf. Interesting choice. Interesting price.
See, I'm a little upset about this one, boys. It's X-Wing pilot. Okay, you got the Dave Filoni head, and he has a different helmet, so they had to paint the helmet differently. It looks really cool. And he does come with is that like the AEC 180? Like, I always forget the name of this blaster rifle, but how is this like? It's even got the fancy like thing like Cad Bane did and the armor did, but like, what extra bits are coming with this figure? Like, what makes it deluxe and what makes it $29.99?
It's an exclusive.
Yeah. I honestly think that this is just a figure for people like us, huge fans that are super into the deep cut characters. And also, we've realized it's Dave Filoni, who's created tons of amazing Star Wars content. So I feel like this is probably just a case of Hasbro going, we know you'll pay $29.99 for this Dave Filoni figure, so we're going to charge you $29.99, and it's going to sell out.
It will.
And I don't think this figure will see a standard release. This will probably be it for if you want to get a Trapper Wolf figure. So I'm buying. I need the Dave Filoni figure in my life. I wish they would have just gone a little goofy and gave him a cowboy hat or something.
Absolutely.
Just a little wink and
Throws a
nod,
bone.
right? Because obviously it's also maximum reuse.
Right.
All it is a new head. So
well, actually, something looks a little different about the leg here.
It's probably just the paint.
Does it have like a rolled up?
Well, the X-wing figures all have the rolled up leg with the little like, I don't know what those are.
Yeah.
Those little pieces. It is 100% just the X-wing figure. So he's going to be the same size as Luke Skywalker and everything. But you know, I'm still down. Like it
does look good. Like the head,
like,
I think looks good.
I think this is just a figure to own. I don't think this is one to pass up on because it's never going to be less than $30 ever again after this. Yeah. So it's like you either pay the $30 to get the Dave Filoni figure or you wait till it's $50, $60, $100. So that's
true. I still just think I'm passing it. I just don't think I can do $30 for.
I think you're going to end up getting it because
I love Dave. Don't get me wrong.
Filoni. It's Dave Filoni.
But I have also just become like a lot more selective about things that I buy, as I just bought the entire new wave. But
it's Black Series. It's an obscure character.
Where's Jeremy? Where's Jeremy? You need to get my back on this.
Yeah,
you need to have my back on this, Jeremy.
So I know your thoughts on the Rex with the poncho.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not getting that, right? The Rex with the poncho. Okay, because I was gonna say I know a lot of people who are okay with getting the Rex, but they are not okay with getting this. And it's like I think this is a better, because it's really a niche thing with the Dave Filoni head. Like even though he was a character in an episode of Star Wars, it is for like Nate said, it is for the super fans that are like it's Dave Filoni. So I think I got to get this one
that's totally fair. I mean, you never know what I'm a very spontaneous, very sporadic. You never know what I'm gonna do.
I just think for collectors like us, this is an essential figure, and I 100% am fully expecting this to never get another release because I think if it got a standard release, it would peg warm so hard it wouldn't even be funny because there'd be so many people, just like casual fans, that would be like,
"What is this? Yeah,
okay, it's just an X-wing pilot guy."
Yeah,
but to us, it's this is a figure of Dave Filoni. Like I would love to see them obviously do like. If they just did like a straight up street clothes Dave Filoni, I'd buy that. If they did a straight up street clothes George Lucas, I'd buy that.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
I just think in that regard, it's going to be worth it. It's going to look cool. It's going to be a fun little thing to be like, hey, look, we have a Dave Filoni figure right here.
If you can easily get it. If it's actually readily available.
Yeah.
Readily available for pre-order.
Jared L asks, do you have to pay for Pulse membership to get these figures? No. Most likely Pulse premium members will probably have a first crack at them, but they'll be generally available, but you'll probably have to be quick to grab them. So you'll have to be on the dot. And Jeremy says right there with you, J-Rick, Nate wants to get all the plastic crack. I'll fully admit it. I'm a plastic crackhead. I like a good figure.
All right. So now, because there wasn't that many announcements, that's why I think it's just perfect for the stream.
Right.
But the last thing, hallelujah. We have issues. There are issues.
Of course.
But of course, the big release here, the big announcement is Star Wars: The Black Series Power of the Force. Because where's the packaging shot here?
I remember Victoria's Cantina had to go through this. There's like 800 promo shots for this set. For some reason, there's so many promo shots.
Oh my god! Where's the?
They don't have a package.
Yeah, they don't have the box, but it's in the Power of the Force.
The referential
from the late '90s. Yeah. Now we're finally getting an Obi-Wan Kenobi with a photoreal head. That's not the Kenner one with the orange thing. This is like a New Hope Obi photoreal. So that's a great figure, great opportunity to get that photoreal. And we also have Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan and a piece. Now, Nate, there's a little controversy with this.
Right.
Now, what you see here is not what you're getting. You can kind of see it where it like cuts off, but you're getting this curve and this piece in the back with like the drink machinery.
Right, and thing. Like the IG-88 heads.
Yeah, and it does say additional playset required.
Yeah, because I got so pissed off about this for like 5 minutes yesterday. I was like rifling off text messages like, I can't believe Hasbro would do this. They betrayed me for the last time. And then I read the fine print.
Yeah,
I was like, God damn it, I can't be mad anymore because I just blindly.
So will it come with these drinks here? These little like pieces?
I think it comes with 3 of them.
That's cool.
Because you can see how they repeat. There's like 2 brown ones, 2 white ones, 2 silver ones. So I was initially very annoyed because all those promo pictures, you're like,
and look at this price. Look at this price tag over here.
Right. And you're looking at those promo pictures, you're like, dang, like that's a pretty big piece of plastic there, and then you find out it's actually only half of it. I wanted to talk about the Obi-Wan real quick.
Oh, sure.
His hair, it's kind of too brown. Are they young? Are they trying to make old man Obi-Wan look younger?
I think this looks more accurate the way I remember, because it looks a little more like I think the Kenner one was too white.
Well, yeah, definitely the Kenner one was too white, but I'm saying like Obi-Wan, Alec Guinness's hair is pretty gray in A New Hope, and this looks like there's almost 0 gray on him. It looks like
it's like whitish, grayish, tannish. What do you think, Brandon?
It's almost the same color as his robes, but I mean, obviously the Kenner one they did white because that's what color his hair was on the original figure.
Right.
But it does seem like the color is off to me when it comes to thinking about A New Hope or Star Wars.
Yeah.
The likeness is amazing, and the robe that's probably one of the best like Jedi robes we've seen. You can tell just from the picture it's a different texture than the other ones that we've gotten. I mean,
also look at the classic. Like they can't get him to hold the lightsaber right because it's the old Jedi body, Obi-Wan body.
I will say I'll defend this figure. We've always defended the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure.
It's a good figure, but look at that. Look what they're doing there.
I know, but you don't really. I mean, old man Obi-Wan, you don't really need to have him in super dynamic posing.
That is true.
But it's always been a great figure. The pre-photoreal version was fantastic, and obviously, it's the same exact figure head to toe. It just has the photoreal application now. And you can just see how great the sculpt looks for that head. I mean, that's amazing. Looks exactly like Alec Guinness.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not offended by the hair, though. I don't know what it is.
I'm just being a little nitpicky. No matter what, even yesterday when I was complaining about how much of the Cantina you actually get, this is essential. This is something I'm going to fight tooth and nail to get.
Yeah. I think I agree with you 100% there. Because this is like the kind of stuff we've been begging for. So now it's like, we gotta, like, how can we beg and then not purchase, Right.
You gotta pony up. Even though it is incredibly stupid that Hasbro thinks you'll be able to get multiple play sets to build out the bar.
Yeah.
For an exclusive?
Yeah.
So you would have to buy 4. You would have to buy 4 like sets. So you get like 4 corners and they would all connect, which is actually not accurate because it's a longer bar. But
like I feel like what they should do is if you buy this set, they should somehow be able to find out, like on your account on Hasbro Pulse, find out that you purchased it, and then offer you extra Cantina pieces at like a discounted price.
Right.
And just ship them things to you in a fucking plastic baggie. Because it's going to be impossible to get more than one set.
Yeah.
And it's already...
Imagine buying 4 sets.
Right, because then you get an extra Obi-Wan, extra Ponda Baba.
What do you need 4 Pandas for?
And granted, you could just sell off the figures,
True.
But these figures are also getting standard releases. So
yeah, true.
We know Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan are going to get standard mural packages down the road. So it's like you have like a limited window if you wanted to do that and possibly like make some of your money back by selling the duplicates. You'd have like a limited window to make like, any decent like repercussions back. Because otherwise you're paying $105 for, 1/4 of the Cantina bar.
Hey, we're at 114 people in here. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
so much. This is awesome.
But
what do you guys think? Oh, well, Brandon, you're picking this up?
I don't think I will be. Yeah.
A little too, it's understandable.
Yeah. And for me, it like if it were like an $80 or $90 price point, it would be more, attractive to get it at that. But I'd want a second one to make the bar, to even though you wouldn't be able to make the full bar, I would want at least 2 to make it at least half. But knowing that these characters are going to get a standard release at some point, as much as we've been like Nate said, we've been asking for this, like the make the Cantina, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna pass on this, and I think that's really me being more selective, especially since I have canceled so many things. I had the Rogue One wave all pre-ordered in 2 different places just to make sure it didn't get canceled at Amazon, and then I canceled all of them. So I really am being more selective with it. So yeah,
That's respectable, man. Because if you think about like this comes with 3 figures, and I know there's been a Black Series price hike, but so you can assume the figures are like between $60 and $70 of that 105. So that's like a $35 to $40 corner. Right. Because again, like in this image, you're only getting like it cuts off like right here.
Go to the picture that's all 3 of them. Go to the picture that has the figures. Not that one. Not that one.
Well, there's a bunch.
Yeah, one of those. Like that one that's on screen right now. You can see what you get there. You just get the like curved piece, 1 flat piece, and then the drink station.
Mm-hmm.
Like there you go. There you go. That's all you get.
Right, yeah. So I see what you're saying, but I think like since I've become more selective, I will not have to get like all this other stuff, so now I can get this. So I think that's where I'm kind of at, because we didn't even really talk about like the actual figures themselves. I guess we can take a look at it.
We will. I just wanted to say too, David C says he's going to print the rest of the bar, so he's going to do some 3D printing action. So, hey, maybe we'll just have to buy one set, and then David C can build out that Cantina bar for us.
Nice.
But, yeah, let's jump into the figures, because there is a little bit of controversy with Ponda Baba.
Yeah, well, let's start with Doctor.
Yeah, we'll go with Doctor.
Admittedly, looks a little off.
For sure.
Like the head, I think, particularly. And I don't like this chunky peg thing that's going on the legs.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Rogue One actor more than the original actor that was in 77.
Fair.
But I think it still represents the character well enough, and it looks pretty new. I don't see a whole lot of reuse on this figure. Maybe
probably the legs.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the legs have been seen somewhere else. I'm sure someone in chat knows, but
this vest has got to be new, though. This might even be a new blaster right here.
It's definitely got new pieces on it.
Yeah,
it's like, because it looks like the standard like pistol blaster, the one that comes with like the Death Trooper.
Yeah,
but it's got like
with a longer scope or something.
Right. Yeah, it's got like a longer scope to it. Yeah, Jeremy said in the chat, Heroes of Endor set is $110, and this is $105. Yeah, that's a very fair point.
Yeah, because Heroes of Endor comes with 4 Black Series figures and a vehicle.
Yeah, and the speeder bike. I am sad I didn't get the Heroes of Endor set. I've got someone who has an extra one that is willing to sell it to me for retail with shipping, and I'm like, oh.
Dude, Brandon, that thing is so awesome once you get it in person. Like, pictures do not do it injustice. You got to hold it in your hands, open those flaps so you see all the characters like in a mural, and you're just like,
there's some nice like
this
there's some nice like diorama-esque stuff like backdrops on that as well.
True.
And Poplu, you know, that's another member of your village, although I'm sure he will get a 6-inch regular standard release during the 40th.
Probably.
For return, so.
Probably.
It's whatevs.
Jeremy says the legs are a New Hope Rebel Trooper. So there you go.
I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah, the legs are reused, but mostly a new figure. Looks pretty good. Now Ponda Baba is the one that everyone's gotten, and I'm about to lay this. I'm about to lay the gauntlet down.
I think I'm with you on this.
Call me a Hasbro defender. Call me what you want. Yes, Ponda Baba is obviously Yavin Ceremony Luke from the neck down. It is the same exact figure, but go look at Ponda Baba's costume. It is 100%
down to, like, you know how Yavin Luke's jacket has the lines going down the arm. That is accurate to Ponda's jacket in
this is his costume. This is his costume. I'm sorry. I know we all want to get up in arms about it's just Yavin Ceremony Luke, but you go look at the pictures of the character in the movie and it's pretty spot on. And I even see some people saying he's a little too thin. I also disagree with that. Again, go look at pictures from the actual movie. Ponda Baba is not like a big...
He's not, but I think he's a little heavier than what this figure portrays.
But I still don't think it's enough to really, like, have a complaint about it. You know, is basically what I'm getting at. I don't think... I don't think it's bad. I think the reuse makes sense. It's accurate to the character. It's literally Ponda Baba's costume, and that head sculpt is a chef's kiss. Look at that head sculpt.
Oh yeah.
And he comes with the alternate flipper hands. Now
that's true. Alternate hands for a Black Series figure.
Yep, the alternate flipper hands. Now I will say, it's a crime that it is not including the severed arm.
Oh, I was going to ask. Yep.
That is a crime to not include the severed arm.
Yeah.
But watch them include it with the standard release, just so they make you buy Ponda Baba.
Oh, Jesus. Don't give them ideas. But yeah, I agree with you. The jacket is like surprisingly accurate with reusing Yavin Luke. I will say he's a bit heavier body type in the actual movie than a scrawny Yavin Luke. 100%, but I ultimately agree. It is surprisingly accurate by reusing Yavin Luke.
Right.
And the head sculpt is amazing. It looks amazing. There looks to be like some nice like blending of like the dark green and like little yellow bits in there. Like, oh.
Right. Yeah, there looks like some fantastic paint detail on. Anakin Skywalker said, who wanted Farm Boy Luke? I saw some other people and Jeremy had asked about why no Farm Boy Luke in the set. And that's simply because the original Power of the Force set didn't come with Farm Boy Luke. It was just the 3 figures. And that's what Hasbro's referencing. It's the Cantina Showdown set from the 90s. And that's why it is the way it is.
I'm trying to find, here it is. Here's the
that's not the original one.
Right. I'm saying this because the listing doesn't have the packaging in it for some reason.
Right.
So it's in that like classic Power of the Force.
And then click on the original one. It's like third row, middle.
Oh,
there you go. Oh, and of course it's a microscopic image of the original set. There you go. That's a better shot of it. But yeah, that's what it's referencing. So that's why no Farm Boy Luke. But again, the price is steep. I will not deny that $105 is pretty expensive for what you get.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I'm still going to buy this because it looks amazing.
Right. Yeah, I will go for this. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's just because we've been wanting these, like we said, like last stream, that we think that's kind of like the future of the Black Series. Because I know Lukeness, if you're still in here, you made that video like, should they continue with original trilogy figures because a lot of them peg worn. But I think this is the next step for the original trilogy, is fleshing out those background characters like these two, Ponda Baba, Dr. Evazan. We need like to flesh out more of those Ewoks. We need to get the ATST driver, Lobot, like more Cantina aliens like the Ithorian, the Tals, the Deveronian. Like there's tons of background. Max Rebo Band, flesh out Jabba's Palace more. We got Bib Fortuna coming. Like I think this is the next step for the original trilogy in terms of Black Series.
Yes,
we have the main cast, and we have
honestly,
them in every damn possible costume imaginable. So
I would love for them to do more little diorama bits. Like we always talk about, that's like some of our favorite stuff. Like, when Cal Kestis came with like a million little interesting accessories, like the holocron and the little creature's name is escaping me at the moment. The boggling.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
Little Eevee.
So I absolutely love getting like the world building accessories, like the mouse droid that's coming with Admiral Rampart.
Yeah.
So like I would love it if they just started doing sets where like, okay, maybe it's 2 members of the Cantina and they come with 2 seats and a table, like something like that. And they just could bring back the 2 packs. That way you could simultaneously be getting the obscure background Cantina aliens and also getting little extra pieces to build out the Cantina.
Yeah.
I feel like you could easily do that and just do it piece by piece. And then have a nice little Cantina. Because some people were saying that the HasLab, like, what if it's the rest of the Cantina? I mean, like that, but that would be like, I'd be kind of pissed if it was, they do the rest of the Cantina and don't include the bar. They're like, oh, you got to buy the Power of the Force set. But yeah.
I mean, I totally get what you're saying, Fig, because like 105, that's like a whole wave of Black Series. You can get like 5 Black Series figures for 105. And that's 3 figures plus a little diorama piece. Like it's wishy-washy. But like I said, like it's not that I buy every single Black Series release. I've become more selective. So I'm able to like budget that out and get what I want, if that makes sense. Hey, Zavi, you're not, well, you are late, but I mean, I was going to say, we just started, but no, we have been going, but nice to see you in the chat. What's up?
Hopefully your favorite football team is winning. I know a lot about sports.
Yeah. And so you're in the UK. So that's actually real football.
Yes.
That's not football like how we know it. Yeah. So, I agree, Joseph. Because that's like the end goal. I want to eventually because the Black Series can't go on forever.
Right.
We need like super battle droids, stuff like there's a lot of like key things that we still need, but it can't go on forever. And I think that that's my end goal, is to have like little diorama set pieces, like recreate scenes and stuff. Like I'm down for extra bits.
There's always tons of people out there like where they have like the DTOLF shelves and each shelf is like a little diorama from Star Wars. It's like that would be the end goal.
Yeah.
Have like a built out like little pieces to make like a diorama section and have the corresponding characters be in there. I would love that. So frankly, I'm excited that we're finally getting at least a piece of the Cantina.
Right. 1,000. That is correct. However, there are many different 3 3/4-inch lines.
Right.
So I don't know if that's a fair comparison there. Which, I mean, it's Star Wars. It's going to go on forever. They're going to make they're literally going to make everything eventually, hopefully. But what I mean is that we have like the main characters and villains to where we would be able to make like an original trilogy diorama. Like we have Luke's land speeder, and that it's like eventually like we do like a Hoth thing. And so I think we have enough figures. We need that Endor Rebel Trooper. We do need that one.
For sure.
But we have like a lot of OT stuff to where we would be able to like, now it's like we can move into the sort of diorama stuff.
Yeah, Carl Jones asked, do we think they will re-release Emperor Palpatine in the Black Series? Absolutely. Yeah. There is not a single Black Series figure that will not be re-released at some point. They've almost re-released every single original Black Series figure. So I would suspect 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, we'll see it again in a Kenner-inspired packaging. And yeah, then that'll be your chance again to get it, because that set always blows my mind, because I know that people weren't collecting back when it came out, but it sat for a long time and even hit like clearance prices on Amazon. So
now it's
crazy to see the price of it now. I can't even believe it. It's like, a couple $100, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
Brandon, do you have the Palpatine on the throne?
I don't. Nope.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's an expensive one.
And
but
to give you an idea of when exactly I started collecting, I have missed out even on like the archive Bosk. That happened just a little bit before I started getting into it. So I've even missed out on that, and those are expensive. I luckily got an archive Anakin that somebody sent to me. It was a damaged packaging, but I opened that up and yeah.
Nice.
Archive Anakin is one of those figures. It's so crazy that it's so expensive again. And then we get people commenting on our videos saying that we're like flexing on them when I do a comparison and have the Archive Anakin as like a valid character comparison. And I'm like, you don't want to see what Anakin looks like standing next to Echo?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, I thought that was strange that it's come down to flexing on people with our collections. But Justin and I have been collecting since 2015, so it's no surprise we're going to have a ton of rare, highly desirable Black Series figures in our collection.
Yeah, and Eddie, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, that Captain Rex restock, not the new Walmart one, but the restock is a good example of that, because there were people paying like over $100 for Captain Rex. It's like Hasbro loves re-releasing stuff. They love repacking. They love reusing. I genuinely believe you just give it time, you'll probably end up getting a majority of the things that you want. You've just got to wait.
Right. Just like I was just holding it up, but this Cobra Trooper.
Yeah, and that's just part of collecting. Like
previously,
you can't get everything at once.
This was probably a triple digit figure if you wanted to get it on the aftermarket. And look at Hasbro just, about a year later said, here you go. Pretty much open pre-order. Suck it, scalpers. So it's like that is the ultimate key to collecting, is just to have patience. Especially collecting Hasbro. Now, other brands, I wouldn't speak for other brands, because NECA doesn't really re-release a whole lot of stuff. A lot, other companies, same thing. They don't really, even like DC Multiverse figures, there's quite a few that are slowly creeping up into the $50, $60 range, and without a re-release in sight. So, but Hasbro, at the very least, they typically re-release almost every single figure.
Yeah. It's all just having a little patience. Having a little patience.
Well,
not
and
giving into those prices.
Qui-Gon is one of my favorite characters, and I was so close to spending stupid money on a Qui-Gon Black Series figure, and then they announced the Qui-Gon on the the Phantom Menace back, and now I have 3 of them. I've got one on
Yes.
my shelf, one sitting on my desk, and one still on card back.
Nice.
But I got those 3 for less than I would have paid for the other one.
Right.
So I'm glad that I held off on that. And that's just Archive has been very good to me because I missed out on a lot of that. So like this new Archive wave, people were upset about it because they were just like, do we really need those? And I was like, yeah, I need those. I needed every single one of those.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think Archive is really for the people who just, recently started collecting that have missed out on that before.
Yeah. I mean, it even helped us out. We've bought both the first 2 Archive waves. Every single figure in that wave was pretty much purchased. I think, Justin, you didn't get IG-88. That's because you actually found the original Blue Line one in a Walgreens, but
yeah. But like Darth Maul, like we never got the Orange Line Darth Maul.
Right. Those figures,
a great purchase.
Yeah, back in 2015, those figures were already crazy expensive. Yeah. Like Boba Fett. I remember I bought a bootleg Boba Fett, and you bought a bootleg Darth Maul because that's how desperate we were to have those characters in our collections that we bought bootlegs. But yeah, the Archive line is fantastic. It's like the perfect thing, even for longtime collectors like us, because there's still figures we missed out on.
Yeah.
Like a figure I always think about, like, damn, I should have grabbed it, would be like Dr. Aphra and her 2 droids.
Yeah.
Which Jeremy did send me the Astromech droid, but I don't have the Protocol droid or her. And those figures are crazy expensive.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
Like unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, the Archive has been like a really good. I don't really understand why people get. Well, I do understand. It's because people get upset when like their figures get devalued.
Right.
Like I have like Blue Line Bosk, and was I mad that he got an Archive and like my Blue Line's not going to be worth as much? No, because I have Bosk in my collection because I love Empire Strikes Back and I love that scene with the bounty hunters. I don't care. Like, I really do not care about the value of my collection. Like, I collect this line because look at this big, bulky record that has great articulation. And it's like, I have something that appreciates my enjoyment of the show. It has absolutely nothing to do with, like, I'm going to buy this and then 5 years from now, I'm going to pay off my student debt. Like, that's not... I collect because it's really is like posable art and appreciation for the media and for the saga. It has nothing to do because some people were upset that Rex got a re-release, and people we saw people were trying to panic sell and offload their Captain Rex for like $100 because they're trying to prey on people who don't know that it's getting restocked.
Right, and suddenly all those people, they had stockpiles of Captain Rex out of nowhere. It's like, wow, hanging on to these for a while, weren't you?
And it's like, I have Captain Rex because I love Captain Rex. It has nothing to do with, like, I hope everything gets re-released, and I hope every collector out there gets every figure that they could ever want, because that's what it is. It's an appreciation for whatever it's from. It's not some like stocks and bonds and like and
I think there are certain figure lines that maybe you could do that with, like purchase, and then with the intent that over time they will increase in value. But like $20 action figures are not the place to do that because they're mass produced and they'll eventually get re-released. So it's like, I'm sure like Hot Toys, I would imagine, probably fetch a decent price once they go out of print. But, it's like collecting Black Series figures, expecting 5 years from now to like turn around a huge profit. It's like, that's silly. Collect because you want to collect and you're a fan of what you are collecting. And don't worry about how much those figures are going to run you 5-10 years from now or 20 years from now or whatever.
Yeah. There's our collecting rant. There's our weekly rant there.
Always. Every single time, because I mean it just gets ridiculous when you see those comments about people getting upset. Yeah.
The sweet, sweet taste of scalper tears. There's nothing more satisfying than a Black Series figure getting re-released and seeing people panic and freak out. I'm just like, yes. Like, you lose. I win. I'm a winner.
And you could only imagine, like, this week with the G.I. Joe restocks, how many people had a collective meltdown because every single Cobra Island G.I. Joe figure got a re-release. Mm-hmm. So I know those people were probably fuming that all of those figures just completely plummeted in value. I'm sure they'll go back up over time because it seems like G.I. Joe fans have a lot of money and like to throw it around based on some of the value of classified figures. I'm like, geez. It's like those G.I. Joe fans are like established adults that have like tons of disposable income. They're just dropping triple digits on these figures like nobody's business.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it's always cool to see scalpers take an L. Or so I was happy this week with my little G.I. Joe pickup.
Yeah. Now, Nate, you have Lando and Tech coming your way.
True. That's what I'm going to do after stream. I'm going to drive my happy ass right over to your house and pick them up.
Hey, what's up, Riley Cross?
What is up,
nice
Riley?
To see you in here.
Nice to see ya.
So, Brandon, is there anything on your channel that, like, is there anything we should be looking out for? Any upcoming videos or projects coming out?
No, not really. I'm part of 2 major streams, and that's the Peg Warmers that is every Saturday afternoon, and then we're on Paul's Collectibles channel. We're doing a Bad Batch breakdown every Saturday night to talk about the previous episode. But other than that, I don't do much other than those live streams and then gaming streams. So I've pretty much stopped doing figure reviews of figure review videos because at one point I had a pile of like 20 figures and I was like, I need to do a video for each one of these. And I just sat there and I looked at them and I said, screw it. And I sat there and I opened all 20, like not on stream, not on anything. I just sat there and opened them and I was like, I enjoyed this so much more. So I will always be down to chat and talk about stuff, but just for the enjoyment of my collection, I don't do like the reviews anymore. So it's mostly just chatting is what my channel is. Just, you know,
I totally get that though. Like when the figs start piling up, it's like my desire to review them goes down.
Right.
Because then I'm like, oh man, like I got to think about like the, you know, usually it takes about like a half hour, 40 minutes for me to film. And that's like the raw footage. Then it takes me like an hour to cut down that footage. Then you got to render the footage and all the upload and all the process of making the thumbnail and everything. It's like, now I've got to do that times 20. And it becomes a game of where you're just like so overwhelmed. You're like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't possibly sit here and have the time to do all of this and do all the other things in my life as well.
Yeah. I think that's like really something that we share in common, Brandon. Like we still do the reviews, but it's more so like when we get to them. And I don't know, some people say like, oh yeah, how do you consider yourselves a Black Series channel? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, there are so many other channels, great channels that will have reviews up like the most like possible amount of time that you can have that review up. Like Aravera, who gets stuff. I'm assuming he gets his stuff straight from like Hong Kong.
Right.
But we're never gonna do that. And it's like our reviews will go up whenever we want. And that's why like Out of the Basement is more so like discussion based. Like that's why like I think Figure It Out is such a hit with us, is because it's more so like not a news report, but it's like a discussion based, like we try and call it a talk show. So I agree. I like the more like talking about things and like rumors and news and stuff rather than just sitting down and reviewing stuff.
Yeah. And
the streams as well. The streams have been so fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
People have really like said that they like it. So that's also great. And we've been here for an hour and 50 minutes. We still have over 100 people in here. Like that's crazy that people just you guys are sitting here just watching us talk for a long time. So it's awesome. We've been loving doing the streams.
Hanging out. I wanted to address, Eddie asked what the orange thing is. Eddie, are you talking about
Sam
right here? Here. I know a lot of people talk about it, so I'll bring it in closer.
That was an ambulance coming by, or a fire truck, if you guys had heard that.
So you guys know that we're pretty big horror fans on the channel here, and this is just a little statue of Sam from Trick or Treat, which is a fantastic horror movie. It also lights up, so it's got a little LED light in there, so you can have Sam sitting on his pumpkin, making sure that you obey the rules of Halloween, because otherwise Sam will come for you. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. Sam is a modern horror icon, and I can't get enough. And every year, Spirit Halloween puts out a ton of awesome stuff for Trick or Treat. So every year, I'm always there. They'll do like coffee mugs and posters and little statues and stuff like that. So I'm always getting more Sam stuff for my little Trick or Treat collection. But yeah, that's the orange thing that's always sitting in the background.
Yeah. It's just, hey, Nate Wolf, thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, thank you, Nate.
Yeah, he is kind of cute, Eddie. Little Sam.
Oh yeah, Sam is definitely adorable. And then that's part of the charm. He's so cute. And then he slices your Achilles tendon with a sharpened sucker.
Yeah, lollipop.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1313, what's up? Always glad to hear other creators talk about their POV on the new news. Yeah, I agree, man. I'll be on your podcast. Hit me up. I'll come on.
Absolutely. I'd love to do that.
Lukeness, thank you. Yeah, you like to be a part of. We'll have you on again. We'll have you on again sometime. This has been awesome. I've been like trying to come up with like a list of people to hit, and it's like we have that whole like Twitter group. Right. It's like lots a lot of collectors. Yeah. Right. So I'm like, I want to get Sleeping. I want to get ApprenticeEwok. Like we have our last guest was Papa Gord, great guest. Like we just have such a great community. I really love our community here.
Yep, absolutely. And you know, who knows? We'll shoot for the stars one day. Maybe get a Toy Galaxy on here. Maybe get a Fwoosh on here.
Yeah.
Shoot for the stars.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, if you guys like what ApprenticeEwok has to say, and you like streams, you like chit-chatting, go ahead and check out his channel. Link is in the description below.
Yeah,
we love Apprentice. We want to show him support as well. So go ahead and drop some subscriptions for our boy here.
Appreciate it.
Definitely. One thing, Sith Vicious asked if we're watching Netflix's Fear Street. Have either of you guys checked out those?
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's so R.L. Stine after Goosebumps made like little edgier, like an edgier novel series called Fear Street. And it was directed at like teens. I read a few of them growing up. I was more of a Goosebumps kid, and then I got out of it. But I did read a few Fear Streets. So they're doing a movie trilogy on Netflix. And I honestly thought the first movie sucked. I really hated it. It was just like a worse version of Scream. It was completely derivative. It brought nothing new to the table, which you don't always need to do that in horror. But I thought it just didn't really do much for me. And there was a lot of licensed music, like Suicide Squad style, where every 5 seconds it was a new 90s song to remind you that it's taking place in the 90s. Don't forget, it's in the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
So, and you know me, Justin, that is the quickest way to like piss me off in any movie is the just constant reminder of whatever time period it is, whether it's through like the licensed music or
it's like egregious like posters in the room.
Right.
They'll have like The Thing, Evil Dead poster.
Right.
It's like you didn't have a poster, kid.
A 9-year-old
it's like, what was that?
Kid,
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah, where
like,
the like 14-year-old has an Evil Dead and a The Thing poster. It's like, sure, I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna watch the other 2 Fear Street movies because that's just who I am. When I watch something, even if I don't like it, if there's more of it, I'll just check it out just to see how it goes.
Right.
So I'll still watch the other 2, although my expectations are now firmly in the trash. So maybe I'll like the other 2. But yeah, so a couple people saying get Robo. Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to just talk to Robo, but I don't know if I could hold myself back from fanboying on him too hard. It was hard enough to do when we had Mike K on the channel, trying to act like cool, trying to act cool while we have Mike on the channel, like he's not one of our biggest inspirations behind us getting into like the action figure side of YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you guys are right, though. It doesn't hurt to ask. I know a few people were saying that, but yeah, it's, worst case scenario, it's just going to say no, which of course I would completely understand. I would never be like, oh, well, I can't believe they would say no.
Yeah.
But yeah, having Mike on was awesome. But of course, still love having our boys on like Brandon, Yeah. I know you recently, not too long ago, you finally passed that 1,000 sub mark. So
yeah, yep.
It's always like the mark, the badge of honor is you got 1,000 subs, and that's the hardest part too, is just getting the 1,000 subs, and then after that, it's like
it's kind of smooth sailing after 1K.
1,000.
I would say that's the hardest milestone to reach, and after that, it's just whatever. Which, by the way, thank you so much, guys, for 7 today.
Yeah,
it was just this
7,
morning, which we will. Yeah. So I've been waiting on Stone Cold because he's our artiste, and so I've been waiting on him to send us a little something in our Gmail. So we're going to be doing something special for 7K. So
awesome.
Probably that video, we'll probably film that on Tuesday, and then that'll be out probably that following Saturday after Figure It Out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. Did you guys want to end it here? We are nearing that 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I do want to answer Alex Martinez's question about the classic Universal monsters. If you're talking about the NECA ones, absolutely. I'm going deep into that line. I've got the color version of Frankenstein's monster. I've got the black and white version on pre-order. Got Wolfman on pre-order. So I'm all in. Any NECA horror, I'm into it. I didn't pick up the Puppet Master figures, but that's simply because I've never seen Puppet Master. But yeah, so thanks a lot for everyone for all your support over the years. I mean, thank you, Brandon, for coming on the stream. It was great to finally talk to you face to face, so to speak.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, and everyone's talking about Lukeness remembers the 3K giveaway. Arc 77 remembers 2K. Fig Fury probably remembers sub 100.
I was gonna say he probably remembers when we were under 100 subscribers. And I'm not kidding. Like, we will go back and watch like our first few vids, and then we'll see Fig Fury's comment. I'm like, damn.
Like 2015, 2016, like birth of Out of the Basement. There's Fig Fury comments on there. Dang it, David Newcomb just showed up. David, hey man. It's nice to see you right at the end of the stream, but we appreciate you stopping by, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Fig Fury says I got to check out Puppet Master. I do own the Blu-ray. I've just never watched it. That movie used to absolutely petrify me as a child. Just looking at the cover, I'd be like, oh, God. Like, just, I don't know, like puppets and dolls and stuff like that. Always terrifying when I was little. So, but yeah, it's nice to see you, David, right at the end of the stream. So, David C., what I already forgot what you said. What'd you say? Please repeat it.
Please repeat said a lot. You have a lot of content.
There's a lot of chat. There's a lot of chat going on. So, David, please remind us real quick before we go.
Yeah, Chucky 2. Child's Play is a pretty solid franchise. It gets very, very zany, but I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy says, appreciate you guys. Nice to meet Brandon. Congratulations on 7K, brother. Finish Back to the Future trilogy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He's going to say it on stream. All right. I've never seen Back to the Future 2 and 3. There you go.
Hey, I'll do you one better, Nate. I've never seen Back to the Future.
Oh my goodness! So,
go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like 2 months ago, I finally watched the trilogy like back-to-back days. I watched 1 and then I watched 2 and 3 right after each other, and yeah, I love it now.
Awesome. Yeah. I liked, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way. I enjoyed the first movie quite a bit, but I didn't quite see the hooks that have brought people in over the years that, made it a trilogy and have made it last so long and this big like piece of pop culture. So I know Jeremy has said 2 is like the movie that'll really like hook me in, but I don't know. I'll eventually get around to watching 2 and 3, but it's just like Ghostbusters.
I was just about to say it's like my experience with Ghostbusters, which thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. You could have put a message in there.
Thanks.
You could have wrote a smart little message in there for me, but I appreciate your $10. Thank you.
And some people might say it's because we're young. I know, Brandon, earlier you said you were 25, right?
Yeah.
So I just turned 28, and Justin is 27. 25?
27. Yeah, I'm 25 still. I'll be 26 this year.
Yeah, so
that's how I feel about like Ghostbusters as well.
Right.
It's like that 80s, but it's like the family friendly stuff from the 80s, like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. I've been holding off on all of that stuff.
Yeah, because I honestly watched Ghostbusters 1 and I was like, that was it.
I mean, I watched Indiana Jones and I was like,
dude, I know it's blasphemy. It's blasphemy, but
because I love films of like the 70s and the 80s. I love Jaws. I love Predator. I love Alien. I love Aliens. There are so many 70s and 80s films like in that sort of same category that I love, but those are just like the random ones that I just never got around to seeing.
Yeah. And I'm a massive Bill Murray fan too. So I was like, I gotta like Ghostbusters. And then when I watched it and I was like, okay. But hey, to each their own. I know people absolutely love those movies, but for us, it's I'm sorry.
There definitely is. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
Thanks. He says, I'm going to head out, boys. See you later, Eddie. Congrats on 7K. Thank you. Keep up the great work. Much love. Brandon, you're an angel. Keep up the good work, too.
Nice.
Thank you so much for the channel support there, Eddie.
So,
what were you going to say?
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, I feel like it's the nostalgia part of it. Yeah. And luckily, my mom introduced me to a lot of that stuff, like Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Alien, Predator. All that stuff was part of my childhood growing up. Like I watched most of those movies probably younger than I should have. But it's always been a part of my life. So yeah, I know I didn't know that about Back to the Future and Indiana Jones with you guys, but sleeping was the same way with Indiana Jones. He hadn't seen them, and we finally talked him into watching them, and he likes them now. But it definitely, there is something growing up watching those, or watching them when they come out, that you have an attachment with it. Yeah,
right. There's tons of movies I'm super nostalgic for, like just in my head, like Power Rangers, the first movie. Yeah. That is like, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, like those
Secret of the Ooze.
Those are like the movies to me where I'm like, I could watch those any day of the week, no problem, anytime. You want to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze? Count me in. I'm right there.
Hey, Sleeping, thank you so much for your channel support.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having my Ewok brother on. This was fun. It was fun. This is a great stream. I like it. Very successful.
Then we'll get Imposter Sleeping Collectibles on soon enough. Now that he's
you guys want to go busting people's balls around here about movies, Mr. Sleeping Collectibles, The Shining, The Shining Sleeping. I was lurking in that stream. I heard you say you had to shut The Shining off.
Whew,
of course, I don't mean to randomly come at Sleeping Collectibles because he wasn't saying anything bad, but I do remember going, "What?"
We'll have some lighthearted banter when he's on.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure.
Now that he's beardless and he's got his blue hair going.
Yeah.
But yeah. Jeremy says Power Rangers 90s kids. Absolutely. I was born in 1993. What do you want from me? I am a true 90s kid, but I don't like to go around and tout that because obviously it gets obnoxious when people are born in like 1998 and they're like, yeah, man, I'm a 90s kid, bro.
I'm not a fan of that sort of thing at all because modern people who are born in these times can go back and play Pokemon on a Game Boy. Like, it's not like if you were born in like 2010 and you're 11 years old right now, you can still go play Pokemon. And it's like, none of that matters.
Well, right. I mean, just like you said earlier, there's tons of movies. I mean, I'll go back and I'll watch Universal Monster movies, like stuff like that from the 30s and, 60s, 70s, 80s movies. It's like all that stuff. I love that stuff, but it's just certain things, certain things.
Hey, Darth Xander, you're right here at the end, but now we're kind of going off on this tangent about movies. So.
Right. Well, now Ark's asking us about the It reboot. So now I feel like I want to voice my opinion on the It reboot.
I really like the chapter 1.
Chapter 1?
Chapter 1 is pretty decent. It's very solid in my opinion.
But here's my opinion. Chapter 2, garbage. Absolutely garbage. I
feel that way as well.
They totally fumbled the adult section, which the adult section is always. I've never read the book, but I have watched the 90s miniseries plenty of times, and the adult stuff is the lesser part, I feel, of the It storyline. But they just really fumbled chapter 2. I thought it was just totally lazy. They really just kind of phoned it in. I felt like none of the actors had chemistry at all. And it was just a total, like, the fans want these people to play these characters. So that's who we're going to try and get for this movie. Mm-hmm. And it worked out. They got all these big actors. Whoa, look at Jessica Chastain.
James McAvoy.
Whoa. And then they just fell flat on screen to me.
Yeah. But I feel like I like chapter 1 more than you because I love chapter 1. I have it on 4K up there somewhere.
I still think chapter 1 is pretty damn awesome, but it's the fumbling of chapter 2. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, absolutely. I saw both in the theaters and I was really excited and I loved the first one. And then, like you said too, I was really excited because you've got all these talented actors and actresses. And I was like, oh, this could be something really special. And then it wasn't at all, really.
Yeah.
It just seemed disconnected the whole time where either, the performances and like you said, the chemistry just didn't seem there. And it very much was like, well, we did a part 1 and we did it really well. So now we have to do the part 2. And it's almost like they didn't take enough time to do in between to make the part 2.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I do like Pet Sematary. I do like the original Pet Sematary.
Original Pet Sematary is
We're
awesome.
big into classic horror. I don't know, Brandon, like, are you into horror at all, or?
Not so much like the gorier stuff, but I definitely, when we talk about movies like this, like Pet Sematary, Poltergeist, the It miniseries.
So do you like Halloween?
I have never seen a Halloween movie, but I've seen the trailer for Halloween Kills, right? That's what it's called. Yeah. And that looks super cool.
Halloween, just the original 1978, is literally one of my favorite films, period.
Yeah.
Which, like, I feel like that might be surprising to some people because the only way you see us on the internet is like Star Wars. But
Right.
like, we absolutely love horror as well. I feel like
I'm
yeah.
literally wearing a Prowler shirt, classic 80s slasher right here.
Yeah, so David Newcomb says he saw the first Friday the 13th in theaters and the original Halloween as well. That is just killer, man. Like,
right.
Because we love Friday.
That would be amazing to see an audience see those movies for the first time. Like everyone's seeing them for the first time. I've seen Friday the 13th and Halloween, like the originals, in theaters, but of course it's with a bunch of people who've already seen the movie a million times, and so it's like not quite the same. I would love to experience same thing with like The Exorcist. I'd love to be able to see people absolutely lose it while watching The Exorcist.
Yeah, you may be able to see like some of the box sets, like the Scream Factory, like Friday the 13th complete set, the older tin, and even like we love modern horror as well, like Midsommar. We absolutely love classic and modern horror as well.
Yeah,
that's kind of like my second thing after Star Wars. That's like my second huge thing
for sure. It goes Star Wars, then it goes all of horror.
Yeah, because we're not into like a lot of other. Well, I mean, I love Alien and Predator as well. Like especially the first Predator. Like when you guys, Brandon, were you part of that watch group of the first Predator? I was like, I love the first Predator. That's a deep. There's some deeper themes in there than what's on the surface.
Predator 2 is great.
I love Predator 2.
You're a little bit of a hater when it comes to Predator 2, Justin.
I am, but I'll still. I probably just need to watch it again as an adult because I watched it as a kid.
Yeah, Predator 2 just adds to the mythos, and you get so many excellent predators at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and the xenomorph skull.
Yeah. Right. And I feel like the city hunter just has like a little bit more personality than the jungle hunter. I don't know if, that's because you spend more time with city hunter, but who's to say?
Ooh, I love Terminator 2, like the Terminator, the first one. And Nate and I are kind of infamous for.
True.
Here we go again. Here's another
hold on. Brandon?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Terminator movie?
It's Terminator 2, but it was most likely because I saw Terminator 2 before I saw the first Terminator, so that's the one that I grew up on.
Yeah, we've got a couple spicy opinions. Like, so, for instance, Terminator 1 is our favorite over in the entire Terminator franchise, and similarly, Alien is our favorite Alien movie as well. We don't go for that. I love Aliens, and I still like Terminator 2, but I just feel like those movies, those two examples in particular, like the originals have almost nothing on, like the sequels have nothing on the originals. In my opinion.
I would be willing to say like the Terminator is significantly better than T2. That's a spicy take for a lot of people because a lot of people consider T2 to be like one of the best action films of all time, period. But again, like being such big horror fans, like the original Terminator has surprisingly like horror elements. Like it's almost like a slasher in ways. Yeah. And same with Alien. Alien is more so like horror-esque than Aliens, where it's kind of the same thing where they just take it sci-fi overload, like sci-fi action.
Action. Yep.
Yeah. So those are usually the ones that get us some spice.
Yeah. But a lot of people didn't know about the Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, and Indiana Jones opinion until today. That was a new one.
When it comes to like that family-friendly 80s movies, that's where it kind of loses me.
I still think that there's.
I think Lukeness mentioned E.T. I don't really like E.T. I've seen it.
I've never seen E.T.
Well,
but
there you go.
I just have no real like desire to, though. It's not like I think like, oh, that movie probably sucks. It's just like, it just doesn't look like something I would personally be interested in.
Yeah.
But Sleeping Collectibles says lots of spicy opinions in here today.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
very true.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's some spicy opinions. But we're huge fans of film. Like right off screen, I've got 2 giant bookshelves jam-packed with Blu-rays. So
yeah. And we're also like interested in short film making.
Right.
Which we've like written out a few screenplays here and there, but then we just never do anything.
Yeah.
We do have one on the channel. We do have one.
Right. Our little Halloween skit. But
yeah,
it's it's something we've always been interested in. We're still interested in. We just don't talk about it on the channel anymore.
Yeah, true.
So I do like every once in a while when people ask us about movies, I like to open up and unload. As we said, we were gonna, end the stream 15 minutes ago. So,
right.
But
David, I definitely agree. Dude.
Yeah.
Jaws, the original Jaws is also one of my favorite films of all time. And yeah, none of the sequels. It's almost disappointing that the sequels exist. I wish it was just Jaws and that's it.
I just
which is all you need.
Put on Jaws last night as my bedtime movie. My nice. Sleepy, comfy movie. Fell asleep to Jaws.
Nice.
But so, yeah. Does anyone else have any spicy movie questions they'd like to bring up real quick before we? Jonathan Anderson says we need a movie live stream. I mean,
I would be down to go on theirs that they do.
True.
Like they have their whole group of people that have been doing it's like Dude's Nerdery and
1000th Ghost,
Sleeping
Collectibles, Super Awesome Geek Show, and myself are usually the
I'd be down.
Boys.
I'd be down to join in on one of those sometime.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
If you guys would have us, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, they don't want us.
No.
We've even talked about doing like a horror one, like maybe in October. So that,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm super down for that. Vader X Bricks, thoughts on the Conjuring saga? Well, here's the thing with the Conjuring. The first Conjuring movie is one of my favorite, like modern paranormal demon oriented, because you know how that whole trend started after like Paranormal Activity. It's like every horror film has to be about paranormal, ghosts, demons, everything. The Conjuring is one of the best modern ones. And the reason for that is James Wan, who is a legendary horror director. He directed Saw, he directed, of course, The Conjuring, the first 2 Insidious, as well as the first 2 Conjuring, as well as Dead Silence, but that's one of the more like not really enjoyed ones.
Dead Silence is great. It's R-rated Goosebumps.
but The Conjuring, that whole universe of movies, like most of them are not good. Like the Annabelle movie, Annabelle Creation was pretty fun, but
Annabelle Creation is great. I
would say first Annabelle, the third one,
most
Conjuring 3 was not good.
Painfully boring.
Yeah,
painfully boring.
The Nun, not good. Not good.
Yeah. The Nun was terrible. What was the other one that's in the universe? I can never say because it's the
Curse of La Llorona.
Yeah, La Llorona.
Okay. I didn't mind that one.
It was just another like paint by numbers.
There's Bucky.
Nice. There's Buck. He's sitting right over here.
So.
There he is.
Yo. That's a deep cut out of the basement reference.
He's always lurking.
Mm-hmm.
Arc Trooper 77. What about Gremlins? I actually recently watched Gremlins last year for the very first time, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Nice. Perfect
blend of like family friendly, but still kind of horror-y. I mean, it's directed by Joe Dante, so I wasn't expecting that. So
Sleeping, I agree, dude. Paranormal Activity 1, because that came out in what, 2007?
Yeah.
So I was 12 and I watched it, and I remember my mom bought me the DVD, and I literally remember like being scared of the DVD. I would have to like put it behind on my shelf because I was so creeped out by that movie. The rest, like 2 and 3, I think are decent, but like 4 and all the Ghost Dimension ones, those are pretty terrible. But I do think like the first 3 are pretty solid as well.
I remember I was so terrified of Paranormal Activity 1, I had to pause it.
Yeah.
Like, and take a break. Because I was like, oh, God, this is so horrifying. You know, but I was like 16, you know, but it's just like you'd never seen anything like that before. So it was like, it felt so real. And the fact that you didn't see anything just made it worse, because in your mind, you're thinking of all the horrible things that could be going on. Jason Hauser said that he cut Richard Dreyfuss's hair for a few years. He's the strangest, sweatiest little man. Can't watch it. So is that a bad thing then? Strangest, sweatiest little man? Bad thing? But yeah, David Newcomb. We love our 80s slashers. I mean, you know that. We've talked about it a few times with you. I know you mentioned Happy Birthday to Me earlier. That's a movie I own. I've never seen, though. But yeah, I love 80s slashers. And Lukeness Monster's asking about Star Trek. Who wants to talk about Star Trek?
Not me.
Brandon? No one?
I think you're the only one.
Yeah, I would honestly, I would say that in the grand scheme of how hardcore you can get into Star Trek, I would probably more so consider myself casual. But that's just because I you know, if someone's going to try and deep lore me, I'm going to be like, ugh. But I used to watch Star Trek The Next Generation with my dad all the time. So that always has a special place in my heart. Just spending time with my dad, watching things like Star Trek The Next Generation, X-Files. I do like the Star Trek movies, like the original ones with like William Shatner, and the Next Generation movies, even though I understand a lot of fans of Next Generation TV don't like the movies, but I like both. I like both. The new Star Trek stuff, not for me though. Not for me at all. I don't like those J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. Those kind of just pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw Star Trek Beyond though, which a dude's nerdery is always telling me to watch Star Trek Beyond. But I was just so burnt by, especially Star Trek Into Darkness, that I was like, I can't do it. I can't finish it. But
Beyond is better than Into Darkness. I can tell you that. I'm not a big Star Trek person, and like my mom and my uncle are really big Star Trek people. But the only movies I've seen were the JJ movies, and I didn't mind the first one, but 2 was not good. But 3 was Beyond was better.
That's good.
So,
I mean, it's like I liked the cast. The cast was there, but especially Into Darkness just being a straight up rip off of Wrath of Khan. Like I was watching that in the theater and I was like, I'm about to get up and leave. And it sucks too, because I was like on a high, because I met William Shatner, then watched a screening of Wrath of Khan, then watched Star Trek Into Darkness. So I was on like a Star Trek high. And then it just instantly plummeted once I actually watched the stupid Into Darkness. But
You're right.
Yeah.
All righty, boys.
Yeah.
All righty, boys.
We could keep going on and on and on.
I'm a little hungry.
Chipotle is calling my name right now. I gotta say. So
thank you so much, Brandon, for coming on. It's been awesome having you. This is a great little fun time.
Yeah, join us next week, everyone, if you want to talk more movies. So, but of course, I mean, thank you so much, Brandon, for being on. It was nice to, again, finally talk to you face to face.
Yeah.
So,
I really appreciate it. It was a great time.
Yeah. Lots of fun we have.
For anyone, link in the description to ApprenticeEwok. Great channel.
Show them some
love. Go ahead
and
subscribe. So, that'll be a link in the description.
Yep.
I think next week we'll have Sleeping Collectibles, right? Yeah,
I think so. Chipotle.
Yeah.
Big Chipotle fans here.
Sleeping,
Big
we're
Chipotle.
Good. We're good for next week at 1 p.m. Central Time, buddy.
Yep.
So, same time, same place next week.
All right, awesome. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Yep. See you guys later.
Thanks, everybody.